Today we will explore England, or shall I say Great Britain? Maybe United Kingdom? I know, it's confusing, but all these words are commonly used to describe the same country, Britain. We all use them all the time, but they are actually used to describe different things. Bear with me, it will all make sense by the end of this video. Before we begin, the British are famous for many things. Some are good, others are bad, really bad. Brits are famous for driving on the wrong side of the road, having a glorious British summer, having excellent cuisine like fish and chips, great dental hygiene, Brexit, and football. The original game, not the American football. That's essentially commercialized rugby. Okay, I agree, I'm not being fair. Britain is famous for many other things. The Queen, Shakespeare, great universities like Oxford and Cambridge, the Big Ben, the iconic red buses and black cabs in London, traditional pubs, afternoon tea, and the English breakfast. For me, however, Britain is mostly famous for the amazing music bands like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and Oasis. After all, they have dominated the music charts for years. Time for a geography lesson. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is a sovereign country located off the northwest of Europe. In essence, it's similar to the USA, but instead of states, it's made up by 4 countries. Most commonly, it's referred as the United Kingdom, UK, or Britain. The 4 countries include England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, each with a different capital. Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland, Cardiff, the capital of Wales, and Belfast, the capital of Northern Ireland. London is the capital of England, obviously. As Hugh Grant, the best fictional prime minister ever existed, once said, "London, the world, the universe." The UK is a unitary parliamentary democracy and also has a monarch. Have I forgotten to talk about the Queen? She is actually a big deal for the British. Queen Elizabeth II is the world's longest-serving head of state, being on the throne since 1952. The Queen, or shall I say Her Majesty, is actually the monarch not only for the United Kingdom, but also 15 other Commonwealth realms, for the time being. And if you're not confused by all the different names so far, here's another one. The Commonwealth is a political association of 54 member states, all former territories of the Great British Empire. Great Britain, on the other hand, is not actually a country. Instead, it's used to describe a specific landmass. It is the largest island of the sovereign, housing the countries of England, Scotland, and Wales. The British Isles is also just a name to describe all the islands in the North Atlantic of the northwestern part of Europe. It is a collection of over 6,000 islands, including the Great Britain, Ireland, the Isle of Man, the Hebrides, and sometimes the Channel Islands like Jersey and Guernsey. Time for some history. The kingdoms of England and Scotland were formed in the 10th and 9th century respectively. In the 16th century, King Henry VIII effectively achieved the full union between England and Wales. In 1707, the Kingdom of Great Britain was formed, joining the 2 kingdoms and all 3 countries as a result of the Treaty of Union and the Acts of Union. 100 years later, in 1801, the United Kingdom essentially was born, when the 2 kingdoms of Great Britain and Ireland united. However, in 1922, the Republic of Ireland, or Southern Ireland, withdrew from the Union. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland remains to this day, at least for the time being, as Brexit has stirred up new tensions between the 4 countries. The United Kingdom, despite being a shadow of the former Great British Empire, is still a big deal. It remains one of the big boys internationally, with great economic, scientific, military, political, and cultural power. After all, it is one of the 8 states that have publicly acknowledged that they own nuclear weapons. And that is still a big deal, or shall I say, a get-out-of-jail-free card. Look how Kim Jong-un behaves, for example. It covers an area of 94,000 square miles and has a population of nearly 70 million. It is the world's 6th largest economy by nominal gross domestic product, or GDP. It is a world-class tourist destination with over 30 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, numerous national parks and beautiful gardens, stunning coastlines, picturesque countryside and villages. It also packs several iconic landmarks in London, which is one of the leading tourist destinations in the world, attracting 65 million tourists a year. It is also the home of Sherlock Holmes, James Bond, and Harry Potter. If I haven't convinced you already that Britain is a great place, you can always drink all your sorrows in one of the 50,000 pubs and bars across the country, which serve some of the finest beers and whiskies. Thanks for watching. As always, take everything you just watched with a pinch of salt. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I shall see you next time.